going on, everybody? This is Lee Kirby Dicko Comics here, and in this video I'll be showing you guys a great little haul of funny animal comic books, starting off with a wonderful little stack of Donald Duck. This is issue 26, his first issue, with a great story, Trick or Treat, in just beautiful condition. Love Donald Duck. Now we get into some of the 4-color ones. The Golden Helmet story. Been having such a fun time reading these Donald Duck stories. There's Uncle Scrooge on the cover there. This is another great story, Christmas for Shacktown. The Crocodile Collector. This was a really special little group of comics, I should say, because it was actually a few thousand comics of ones owning to one person. There's a one owner who collected these. And these are just so special. Love that shark cover. Like I said, I had a really fun time reading these. Also got the Carl Barks library that came out, I think, in the mid-80s. And it's a 30-book set, 10-volume of Carl Barks artwork and stories, because he did his own writing and art on his books. It's just pretty awesome. There's another great one right there. This is one of my favorite stories. Highly recommend it. The Old Castle Secret. And this is actually the very first Carl Barks cover. This is the second appearance of Uncle Scrooge in that one. Just the artwork in it's just, man, it's so good. The way he draws the castle, very good. This right there, this is another great holiday Christmas story, Christmas on Bear Mountain. And this is the very first appearance of Uncle Scrooge. Another one of my favorite stories right there, Ghost of the Grotto. Awesome book. All these early 4-colors. Donald Duck. Just great. Definitely my favorites. Frozen Gold. And you got the classic Mummy's Ring. So these are the Donald Ducks, and there's actually like several hundred Donald Duck titled books, but I just want to share with you guys some of my favorite ones. I think next up, maybe we should go with, we'll pick this stack. So you can see I'm working with a few stacks of books here that I'm gonna try to get through for you guys. But here's some Porky Pig. Who doesn't love some Porky Pig? There you go, a nice little cameo appearance of Sylvester. You know, some of these are really nice condition, and some were more red, but you take the good with the bad. I'm definitely a run collector. I like having all the issues, so if anything I might go through these and compare them and upgrade ones. That's a cool cover. I really like that one. But a lot of these came out in the 40s and the 50s. It's kind of the era I'm showing you here. That's a cool one right there. Nice. Next, let me think here. Let me show you guys. Next, I think I'll go with, let's go with some Mickey Mouse. sure you guys would like to see some Mickey Mouse. So yeah, these are mostly all 4-color ones. After each character got their few issues with 4-color, they would basically be promoted to their own title. And the numbering on a lot of these funny animal books is complicated, to say the least. You might get 10 or 20 appearances in 4-color before you get your own title, so the numbering will be off, because naturally, that's a great condition. Naturally, the numbering will be off when you get to their own title. It'll start at issue 5 or 20 or 30. Then that makes it a challenge to go back and pick up the issues before then, because they are not consecutive appearances. 4-color ran, I think it was like 1,300 or so issues. And random issues would have your favorite character in them. That's a cool one right there. Got Donald Duck, the man, the myth, the legend, Donald Duck. Right, next, I actually think I'll show you guys these. These are pretty cool. These are Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, and they actually have the numbers on the front, and they have the date. So that's pretty cool. That's the other thing about when you get into the book's actual titles, for whatever reason, they don't put the numbers of the issues on the front covers. So only way to really know is you gotta flip open to the first page, look inside the cover, and find the information and see which issue number it is. But it's always nice, like with these ones, where they have the issue numbers on the covers, and all the other ones, the 4 colors, the numbers are on the cover, so that's great. Like I said, for the most part, I'm pretty happy that the condition on these are not bad. Not bad at all. I mean, for books from the 40s and 50s, 1945, we're looking at right here, they're pretty good. Pretty good. And say if Walt Disney's Comics and Stories, this is like, say this is issue 54, you know, there was issues of that going up into the 500s, I believe, 600s. And naturally, these early ones that we're getting down into, these were in the roughest condition. And like I said, they're really not too bad. So you can only imagine when you get into the 50s and the 60s. And man, when we got into the 70s and 80s, beautiful, super duper high grade. But like I said, I'll take these. There's a nice Easter cover right there. Right, so there's some of my favorites on Walt Disney's Comics and Stories. I think next I'll show this, which is actually it has a fun thing to go along with it, which I'll explain why. So we get this little stack here. All right, now what is on top of this stack of comics? Well, this is a cute little toy. I'll try to get the hang tab to hang so we can see it. This is a Dell Walt Disney Uncle Scrooge's Thrifty Bank, a squeeze toy. So this is a 1960. This is from about 1960. This is a little toy, and this is miraculously still sealed in the bag with the header card. And I've heard that this was a send away, you would basically rip off the top of your Uncle Scrooge comic, the cover, and you'd send it into Dell, and they would send you this toy. So that's just pretty neat. So I just want to share that. But now we get into the Uncle Scrooge comics, which are absolutely wonderful. Uncle Scrooge probably being the coolest of all ducks, certainly has some of the coolest stories, because you can really play around with Uncle Scrooge and his wealth. You could have endless possibilities of stories and what he's going to do next, where he's going to go. Uncle Scrooge is just pretty cool. Like I said, I really like that toy I showed you. Haven't really showed much things like that toy-wise to you guys, mainly just comics. We're making our way through the Uncle Scrooge books. Like I said, I mean, I could, in this haul, I could be showing you guys about, I don't know, 15 or 20 long boxes full of these books. But that would take several hours to go through like I am right now. So we'll just show you guys a few stacks. As you can see, I'm just trying to show you guys a few stacks. This one I just read. This is a great story. Again, pretty decent condition. And this right here, this is actually the very first, see if we can get him here. This is actually the very first Uncle Scrooge cover. So right there. Not drawn by Carl Barks, but nevertheless, it is the first. Now I think, what do I got now? Now I gotta show you guys the last few here. We got Bugs Bunny. Again, these are still in the 4 colors. So we got Bugs Bunny. Who doesn't love Bugs Bunny? Now we got date stamp on that one. 1952. How about that? This is early 50s. These count down. They get older and older. Love Bugs Bunny. You know, even though I'd say I'm more of a Marvel and DC fan, I absolutely love these funny animals. And I have been reading and getting more into the stories. That's a cool one right there. I obviously had a fantastically fun time getting these all bagged and boarded in their beautiful Mylar. To help preserve them and display them. That's another cool one right there. Haunted Mountains. That's a cool one. It's like they just get cooler and cooler. Look at that. That's nice. I do like that one. Look at that. Bugs Bunny finds the lost treasure. So naturally, that was a little stack of Bugs Bunny, so what could better go along with that than the title that Bugs Bunny first appeared in, which would of course be Looney Tunes. So now, I'll show you guys a little stack of Looney Tunes. And like I said, If I want to make this video several hours, I could show you guys the many boxes, long boxes full of these kinds of books. 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s books, all from Whitman to Goldkey to Dell. That's a cool one. That is clearly a comic book from 1946. But absolutely love Looney Tunes, Merry Melodies. Pretty nice condition. As you've seen earlier, some are hit or miss. Might get some that are not so great. But for the most part, they all look pretty nice. I really have to brush up on my knowledge too about the interior writers and stories and artists who did the covers and then the interiors. I've been really focusing on the Duck books and Carl Barks and really appreciating his work, which is just fantastic. But these are, it's hard though. My top favorites probably would be Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry, and then I'd say Donald Duck and Uncle Scrooge. But then, you know, it's always tough because then you can't possibly leave out just Mickey Mouse. I mean, he's the face of Walt Disney kinda. He's like the logo and the mascot, but it's just too many. It's too many awesome characters to have favorites. But now we're getting down to some really early Looney Tunes here. And I was very excited to see these and to pick these up. Like I said, this is a great haul that I'm showing you guys right now. Great haul. One owner collection. And actually, the last little bit that I have to show you guys that was a great little surprise to go along with this nice little set of books is the price guides. So here you can see issue number 1 from 1970, and this is the second printing that has a blue cover. The first printing came out a few months before, so they both came out in 1970. And the first printing has a white cover. The second printing here has a blue cover. They made 1,000 copies of the white one, the first edition, and they made 800 of this blue second edition. So technically, the blue second edition right here is a little harder to find, but altogether, to get a first edition comic book price guide, there's only 1,800 of them made back in 1970. So kind of a cool historic book here. Really nice condition on this too, especially when there's, I mean, it's a big book. There's a lot of pages in here, and it's put together with just staples on the spine. So these did not last, and they are hard to find in nice condition. As usual, you can always see the cool Marvel comic bag advertisement on the back, Robert Bell. But that was a really cool thing, and thought I'd show you guys the other early ones. So there's issue 2 of the price guide, issue 3, which, hey, there's one of those books. Issue 4, which that's a cool cover. And then issue 5, and I'll actually show you guys the other ones right now. So here is the other ones. This is where I usually have those first 5 issues, but here on this shelf I have all the other ones, so you can see 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, on and on and on, all these price guides. Wonderful little collection, wonderful little set. And naturally, issue 31 has an awesome Detective 31 cover, and behind them, this shelf is doubled up, and you can see the next row of them over there. So yeah, those are the other price guides, and just for fun to end this video, thought I'd bring out two books that you guys have seen before, but it just seemed very fitting to bring them out for this video. Here is Walt Disney's Comics and Stories #1, right here. Beautiful, stunning book. And the other one, Looney Tunes Merry Melodies #1. Another very iconic book, first appearance of all these guys. Amazing book. And with that, that is going to wrap up this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed this massively long haul video, which I did not expect to take this long, but like I said, it's just a massive amount of books that I want to share some of them with you guys. I mean, this isn't even a fraction, but I just want to try to give you guys some scope of how many books. But incredible haul, really excited to share it with you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to hit that like button down below if you love comics. Make sure to comment your favorite book from this video down below, and if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to see more fun comic book videos. So yeah guys, that's gonna be it. I'm Lee Kirby Dicko Comics. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.